Okay, so today's going to be a really interesting video. What we're going to do is we're going to go to a random free mode, and this is random, this is not rigged or anything. We're going to try and find somebody random of course, and then we're going to try and invite him to our car meet and see how they do, and then probably get him to lead a spot or something. This was a lot harder than it seemed. I went through like 10 lobbies, probably, you know, 200 people in total, and about 4 or 5 said yes, but not a lot of people wanted to go through the effort of joining our crew to join. So yeah, I'm going to show you how the process went. So yeah, step 1, pretty simple, just invite everyone to the meet. Just send everyone in the lobby a text message. This wasn't the first lobby I went to. I've been trying to do this video for like 4 days now. So someone actually said where. They didn't say yes, but it's some progress. Someone's actually said where. So I tried to explain to him that it's a different session. You have to join a different session, and this guy was down for it. And it actually, you know, after 3 days, it looked like I was getting somewhere. I was finally getting somewhere. I added this guy as a friend. So I asked him, can I see your garage? And then that's when he explained to me that he only has one car. So we're going to a car meet. It doesn't really matter. He could just use his hot ring saber that he's got out. If you're really poor in GTA, that doesn't matter in our crew sessions. And then abruptly, like, someone else replied. I sent messages out to the whole lobby, and then somebody else replied saying that they want to join the crew session as well. So I was like, great, I'll look at his garage and maybe invite them both. I got to his garage. It was okay. You could see like he was on a budget. He's got like the Krieger, which is his most expensive car, the 8F, and the rest of the street cars that you can get off the street. Nice one, Hella, street cars that you can get off the street. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I was so excited to getting these people invited. So I invited him to the crew. And just as I said that, the first guy that was interested, the one that I was actually having hopes for, the one that had one car, he killed me. This is where I exhaled and I was like, no, this is a this is a back step. But I was right, it's okay, it's not that bad. At least, you know, he was the guy with one car. I've got this other guy who's, you know, got a few cars. And while I was thinking that, I just kept getting killed by this guy. So I deleted that first guy and I added this second guy. And this second guy, I was in his car, I was driving around. He stopped, he got out, and he went to kill one of our crew members. I was like, it's not that bad because, you know, it's a GTA Online public session and he doesn't know that he's in our crew. So it's not that bad. But then he turned to me and killed me. And I was so stressed out. I was like, no, I finally thought I was getting these guys in the session. And they ended up killing me. At this point, I was actually thinking of giving up the video because I've been suffering for so long. And even when I got close to it, it still went south. So you probably guessed it. I didn't give up. I just went into another lobby once again. So now impatiently, as I joined the new lobby, I just sent all those messages out again. And someone said yes. At this point, I wasn't, you know, happy or anything because a lot of people say yes and then don't want to join. But he said yes, and then I said, are you okay temporarily joining our crew? I just threw all the messages at him at once. And he said he is. He's fine with joining our crew for a bit. So I then asked to see his garage, and he took me to it. And I was like, wow, this is really actually all going well now. And it's so much smoother, so much quicker than it was before. And he took me to his garage, and he actually had nice cars. I actually couldn't believe that I stumbled across someone who is already a car person. He's a car person, but he's still a randomer. So I immediately sent him a friend request, and I wanted this to get sorted as soon as possible. Then he pulled up to the side of the road and sent me a message telling me that his friend has a better garage. And this was interesting. He pulled up, he got out, and I seen his friend, and we were just there, like, and I asked him if he wanted to join as well, and he said yeah. So I invited them both to the crew, and guess what? They actually left the session, but to join the crew, because you have to leave the session to switch crew. And they joined the session back and they were in our crew, and I felt so accomplished here. So just before I left that session, I told them just join me in 2 minutes. So I created the crew session and then two actually joined. I was like, yes, finally, after 3 days, I'm actually gonna make this video. So I told him to meet up at LSC, and then I explained to him that we're waiting for people. But when someone's saying they're doing a car meet or anything, if someone invites you from a free mode session, you don't really expect it to get full. But our lobbies always get full. So I expected these guys to be really surprised. So we had about half the lobby now at the meet spot, the first LSC meet spot. So I thought, let's get going. Let's see if these guys actually follow us. So we pull up at the first spot, a spot that I like going to a lot. Is this like gated mansion with a garage inside? And this is where I thought it might get a bit bad, you know, they might start crashing or they might not have any care for the cars. But to my surprise, they actually parked well. You wouldn't be able to tell that these guys are new to the meet. And one of them actually messaged me saying lit. So you can tell he's obviously enjoying it. He's probably never been to a meet like this before. I know a lot of you have probably never been to a 30-player car meet. So once they were all parked and everything, this is where my idea came. And I thought to myself, shall I let these guys lead the meet? Now, when we do meets, normally someone's already been to about 10 meets in our crew before they actually do their own, like lead their own meet or host their own meet. So they normally have experience beforehand, but these guys have no experience. So I asked the guy, do you want to lead to a spot? And he said, yeah, come. This is when I got excited. I was like, I really was curious to see how this was going to go. And as they like slowly exit, people actually start following them. And then my car's just blocked in by these two guys. I was getting a bit frustrated here. These guys weren't moving their cars. I was just beeping like, move out the way. But they weren't moving. So I just got in somebody else's car because my car was blocked in. And we needed to hurry up and catch up to these guys. And to my surprise, they actually pulled over to wait for the rest of the people. These guys are acting like they've done car meets to this level before. He pulls over, waits for a few people, and nicely pulls off as well. I think it was everyone's amazement. The rest of the crew didn't actually know that this guy was a randomer, or these two people were randomers. But it was working so smoothly. But then they did start driving really fast. Like, these guys were just hauling it through the mountains, and that's not really how we lead meets. Like, you have to drive slow so people don't crash and people don't make it a race. But you know, that's the only fault really. I mean, it was the only fault. And then they got to the spot. And when I say you went to a car space fit for 5 cars, there was 5 bays there. And we have a 30-player meet session. So you guys can probably guess that didn't go too well. But then people started adapting. People, you know, started parking on the grass. But the one issue with this area is AI still drive around there. And you're probably thinking, oh, that's not a real issue. But yeah, things like this happen. And don't even ask me how this happened. But an AI decided to crash into one of the cars at the meet spot. And somehow it caught fire. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either. It was way over dramatic. And as you can probably tell, this caused a bit of havoc. And yeah, we all started getting away from this meet spot. So at this point, we're at the meet spot, but these guys are nowhere to be found, and it seems like them two have gone separate away from the meet. But then they actually show up. They show up in these 2 sentinels. They like twin up and come in sentinels. And you know, really nice tuner spec sentinels. So this is where I kind of ran out of ideas and I didn't know what to do. So I just told them, let me know what your favorite car is. And they did just that. So this Strictly guy said that his favorite car was a Sultan. That was a really good choice. It's like a rally spec Sultan, but it's slammed. So let's just say tuner spec. And then Splinter says that the Stance Merc. I wasn't really sure of which one of these 2 Mercedes he was talking about. They're both slammed. But yeah, really good choices. So then briefly after that, we went to the airport to do some drag races. And yeah, we ended it there. They did flawlessly through the drag races. They knew what they were doing when it came to the drag race. I think they even double clutched as well. So they knew what they were doing there. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of them and any similar ideas you guys might have. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you have a nice day. See you in the next one.